Was actually my mom encouraged me. Well, we come from a swimming background. We swam. We were like fish. My sister and I are still mad that we're not mermaids.
Oh, me too.
Look, I didn't have a mermaid on my picture.
Oh, I love it.
Welcome to Posture and Purpose, where both healing and community come together. Make sure to subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Let's get into this episode with Dr. Michelle Carr Frank.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Posture and Purpose. Today my guest is Miss Mary Hayes, owner of Go Run in Lafayette, Louisiana. So welcome, Mary.
Thank you, Michelle. It's good to be here.
Thank you for being here. Tell us, what inspired you to bring Go Run to Lafayette?
Well, spoiler alert, I didn't start it.
Okay.
I came in after it had been about a year in the making, and same location in the oil center, but they needed a manager, and I needed a job. And someone that I knew, a friend of mine, said, "Mary, you'd be good for this. This you should go check this out." And I'm like, "Oh gosh, I don't want to do retail again." And then I thought, so I went, and it was like, "Oh, this is not really like retail. This is more like I don't know, because I'm an athlete. I'm working with athletes. I'm helping people daily. So it wasn't the same. If that helps you a little bit."
Yes, that does. I didn't know that about you. So, and how did your personal journey with running begin also? I mean, it all ties in together with what you do.
It does, actually. My mom encouraged me. Well, we come from a swimming background. We swam. We were like fish. My sister and I are still mad that we're not mermaids.
Oh, me too.
Look, I didn't have a mermaid on my picture.
Oh, I love it.
But in high school, I started cross country.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed it. I was always looking for something to do. Being from Louisiana, I do like to eat, so I was always. And so I started running, and then I felt like it was kind of a little boring for me. I get bored a little bit easily, so I started jazzercise and gotten that very seriously for years, and then I became an instructor.
Okay.
And then got back to running a little bit when I lived overseas, and then it was always there, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. And it's so easy. You just you can just put on shoes. You don't have to do anything, go anywhere fancy, or just go out your door, basically.
And you can take yourself to wherever you need to be.
That's right.
Mentally on a run. So I know that's good mentally as well.
Yeah.
So you said you lived overseas. Where did you live?
Well, forgive me for anybody from California, but I say my firstborn assignment was California.
Okay.
But I lived in Sharjah, which is in the United Arab Emirates, and then I lived in Nigeria for 5.5 years, and then came back home because this is where my family is, in Lafayette.
Sure. Yeah. Now, why did you move? May I ask why you moved there and
it
how
was
the experience
oil and gas. It was, and
Okay.
I love to travel. So this was, and I knew it was temporary. Nigeria was not a lovely place to live, but because it was temporary, and it was such a good experience, it just so easily to travel around, so close to so many things. So I made the most of it, I would say.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about your background with running. How did it turn into a business?
Well, it turned into a business. The business started with runners, I will say that. And then as I guess society started seeing that running shoes, which really aren't just for runners, was better for a lot of reasons, even though you don't run. So currently our customer base is about 25% runners. The majority is people they have a bad back. They're doctors, chiropractors send them to see me.
Right.
Thank you very much. And when you look around, people are not wearing hard shoes that are really not good for their feet.
Right, or flip-flops.
Yeah, that's
the patients
so bad.
I see
Yeah.
wearing flip-flops.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, go see Mary. Every time.
Appreciate it.
Because it is so important.
Yeah.
So Lafayette now, I feel, has a very strong running culture. What makes it so strong? How did it grow? You mentioned, starting and years ago, and how have you seen it grow and evolve?
I guess I see it in schools a lot more. I see more groups. I mean, there's Healthy Kids series. There's Girls on the Run.
Yes, I used to do Girls on the Run.
So those
are
are newish to Lafayette and Youngsville.
Yeah.
So there's no PE anymore in school. So I'm happy to see these programs coming in. They're not just about running either. I mean, you know about Girls on the Run.
Yes,
It's more
it's
about,
wonderful.
it's a lot more than that. But
Sure.
they do incorporate running and exercise in that, which I'm a huge fan of. And I was a big part of that as well at one time.
Yeah. And it's the education behind it, because some households, mom and dad don't necessarily run or exercise or
Right.
even talk about healthy habits.
Right.
So it's one connection out into the community to maybe spark an interest
True.
in exercise or health as overall. And your store. Your store, because I know you personally, I know it has connected runners for years, and runners of all levels, beginners to seasoned athletes.
Yes.
So that must be interesting to watch. Have you seen someone come in that was an absolute non-runner turn into someone whose
Yes, matter of
interest
fact,
really
I have an
evolved?
employee that I
Okay.
could speak about. He was very overweight, and he started his journey by losing weight, which was wise. To start running first would have not been good on the body. So he lost his weight first, and he was a teenager. He wasn't even 20 yet. And then he did his first 5K in Crowley in some ill-fitted shoes. One was like a size 9 and one was a size 12. He
Oh, my
paid $1
goodness.
for them. I'm not joking.
really? Oh, my
yeah.
goodness.
And so then he started looking for a job. He put an application in with us. And since then, he's run New York Marathon, Chicago
my.
Marathon.
That is
And,
wonderful.
yeah,
Shout out
he
to
is
him.
a huge inspiration. I tell everybody when I see, he's got the greatest story.
Yes.
And he's so humble about it, but he's just, I don't know, just love him.
Yes, and hopefully he gets to a point where he feels comfortable sharing that story, because it
Right.
could totally inspire someone
Absolutely.
else in their journey. So what would you tell someone? I'm sure you see customers, friends, people
Yeah.
out in the community that say, "Oh no, I'm just not a runner."
Right.
What do you tell them?
Walking is great. Walking is, and believe it or not, and that's what I tell them. You just start walking. Just keep moving. You don't have to run.
Right.
That's the good news.
Right. You can walk, then a brisk walk, and then do what
exactly.
you're comfortable
You can go walk upstairs. You can go to the just go take a hike. I mean, if you're on, especially if you're traveling, that's the time you really need to keep at it, because you're going to
Yes.
be eating out a lot,
Yes.
and you don't want to come back with a few extra pounds. So
Take advantage of it and go and see some sights in a different area.
Right.
So, and from your perspective, how does running contribute to overall health and wellness?
Well, that's a good question, because it's if you're a runner, it's very mentally refreshing and helpful, and that's why a lot of people do run. And I think that's the biggest, I want to say, frustration for a runner when they become injured, and they don't know anything else but running. They don't realize,
yes, and they don't want to
Right.
stop running.
Right. So just because it's such a mental clarity, just to get out there with nothing, with nobody,
Yeah.
you can just go through your mind and what you got to do, what your problems are.
Right.
You got to figure things out, and it's so nice,
The
so
fresh
refreshing.
air,
Mhm.
yes, or on a treadmill,
That's
whichever
true.
one you
Yeah.
choose. So you mentioned injuries. What is the most common mistake that you see with either new runners or even seasoned runners?
The most common mistake, I would say, is going out too much, too soon, and not stretching is probably.
Sure.
I'll go back. I'd probably say not stretching is probably the number one thing, because new runners, they think, and I was there when I was younger. I would just go out and run, and then I would run more, and then I'd run more, and
Push
then
yourself.
yeah, and then it was like, there's more to this than just running.
Right.
There's people do Pilates and yoga and strength training and chiropractic care,
Yes,
and
yes.
all that, just to keep healthy.
Preparation to get ready for a
Right.
run, or to be where eventually you want to be.
True.
So I know how important proper footwear is to preventing injuries. Can you share with us how you feel about that? I mean, of course we both know, but for our listeners, I mean, your feet are your foundation.
True.
If you don't have proper footwear and aren't fitted properly for that footwear, it can really be detrimental, maybe not immediately, but further on down the line. So can you share your thoughts on that?
I can, yes. It's correct. It's the correct footwear. as I try to say to people who are there, I see it on Facebook. Oh, what's your favorite running shoe?
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so there's a lot of good shoes out there, and I'll tell them the correct one for you is going to be different from everybody. You know, you're depending on, we have a 3D foot scanner, I say, and it shows your arch, your instep, your foot volume, all these things we look at, and then we start picking the shoes for you, depending on, you know, we ask you what your injuries are, what you're doing in the shoe. It's just so many factors. You just can't. It's like me asking you, you know, I don't know, what color lipstick you want to wear.
Right.
Just
Or
to
what do you do for your back pain? It
Right.
depends
It
on
just-
a million different
everything's
things.
different. Yeah, so many
Well,
factors.
Tell us, for our listeners, I know because, of course, I've been to your store.
Yeah.
But tell us exactly what that 3D scanner is
Okay.
and what exactly it does.
Well, it doesn't take your weight. That's a lot of people ask that.
I know my patients ask, well, they put me on this scale.
No.
It's not a scale.
No, it's 3-dimensional, and and we actually email it to you as well, so you can keep it, and we can keep it, and we'll pull it up on your next visit, or if you call us. But it just
wonderful.
shows your arch. It's very helpful in the arch height, because we do a lot of insert in the shoe, because the shoes don't come with arch support, because everyone's arches are different. So we choose a selection that might fit their arch, depending on if they're running, just walking, pain relief,
Yeah, everyone's back and spine is made differently and has had different injuries.
Right.
And everyone's foundation or feet are
Yeah.
just the same. So,
Exactly.
you know, chiropractic care, as we both know, is essential for runners preparing for marathons, even just a 5K. But because the feet are essentially our foundation, alignment starts there. So I tell everyone before or during an exam, what kind of shoes do you wear? What do you do for a living? Are you on your feet all day? Do you sit most of the day? Because, again, it is so important to know proper footwear and what's the best wear for that certain person. So one thing that your store is known for is personalized fitting experience. Explain to our listeners, when they enter your store, what would their experience look like?
Well, we want to know what brings them in first, and that kind of starts a conversation. Some of them might have a doctor's referral. A lot of them will, or I'm doing my first 5K. So we start the conversation, and it's all about them. You know, we really want to fine tune. We don't want to waste their time. We want to. And if they tell us we might be a 6 or 6.5, I said, well, we're going to figure that out.
Right.
You know, this is your foot might be a 6.5, but your shoe size is going to be different. So we start with all those. You know, what injuries do you have? Do you like cushion? Do you prefer? You know, some people like a roomier shoe. You know, so you got to figure out all those things. And so I might think they need a 7, and they always want a 6.5, and I'm like, I figure out you like a snugger shoe, and it's worked for you. So you know, it's so I guess just really understanding their needs, and that's the experience, and that's the personalized portion of it.
Exactly.
And I think we're very good at it.
Yes, and the personalized experience that they would receive at your store is excellent, because again, I can say I've received it myself personally. What surprises people the most, do you find, when they go through the fitting process for the first time? I know you said everyone wants that 6.5 instead of the 7. Is it the arch support? Is it the scanner? Is it even, I know you have supportive socks and things like that, and even after running care, shoes like that?
Well, I think the scan, a lot of people come in because they've heard about the scan.
Okay.
And once we scan them and show them their foot size, no one's foot is the same length. And it amazes me how many people are surprised by that. They just laugh, and they think it's so funny, and they're
Didn't
just
know.
so unique. I'm like, no one's feet are exactly the same.
Right.
So some might be a whole half size different. Or, I mean, some even a size, or even a size and a half. If there's a serious injury, you see that. It's definitely going to be a different size.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's a surprise. So, what has been the most rewarding part of owning a running store in Lafayette?
I think that would be given back to the community. I really do. I mean, from the first time I started working there, and I realized that I can be a part of all these 5Ks and schools and programs. To me, that's been the most rewarding, without a doubt.
Such an inspiration because you're doing it. You're not just saying it. You're out there doing it. So have you seen or heard of any stories from customers that really stuck with you, inspired you? Something that, okay, wow, owning a shoe store isn't just about selling shoes.
That's a tough one. Maybe feed me some more on that. Maybe another question on that one.
Yeah, like, well, you mentioned your employee that lost weight. Maybe someone that had a traumatic accident or injury and rehabbed and got back into the running
I mean,
scene.
I see that a lot, though. I guess
I'm sure you do.
That's the thing is, I don't know if I could
There's so
pinpoint
many.
one person. I mean, so many faces come in my head when you say that. People that are
Good.
injured, but they're still going.
That means
And
you make a
they-
difference. You
yeah.
helped them in that journey, whether you might realize it or not.
I guess that's the case. It's like
Yes.
I know it's happening, and I'm happy to be a part of that.
Yes, and we're lucky to have you here. So how do you balance all of this, being a business owner and staying healthy and making wellness a part of your routine? How do you balance all of that?
Well, luckily right now I have some good employees, so I can leave and come, do things like this and feel confident that I don't have to rush back and everything's taken care of. So that's number one.
A number one.
Right there.
Having
And I
your
have
right hand.
my support, my husband, who is the most supportive person in my life. If my mom were still here, she'd be the most supportive. But
Right.
she was definitely part of that. But just having those people that have my back.
Yes.
And every time I go out somewhere and people are, they say, "Oh, I was there and at your store and Madison helped me." Oh my gosh, she was so great. And when I hear stories like that, I
Yes.
hear more stories like that than the negative. Thank goodness.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
and that makes it all worthwhile,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
All the bad days are made up by those comments, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I have a few rapid fire questions for you.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Road race or trail race?
Road,
Okay. Morning run or evening run?
morning,
Solo run or group run?
solo,
Treadmill run or outdoor run?
outdoor,
Long, slow miles or short, fast sprints?
long, slow.
Okay. I knew. I would have guessed all of
That's
that.
easy.
Yes. So, are you at liberty to share with us what your favorite running shoe is?
Well,
Personally.
I can, but I don't really have one. That's
okay.
the problem. My first marathon I ran was in Mizuno, which is a Japanese brand, and I was a huge fan. And then I've also run in Topo and New Balance, Hoka, on different marathons on running. So and a lot of customers ask me that, or they say, "Well, why are you wearing that shoe right now?" And I say, "Well, I only have one pair of feet. I mean, I have a dozen pair of shoes, but I can only wear one at a time."
Right.
So it kind of depends on what I'm doing, and I do encourage people to have a different pair for the purpose. So if you're a runner, you don't want to be wearing your running shoes to go shopping, grocery shopping, or go to the gym. It's really
Right.
wise, and the shoe gets more mileage if you do that as well.
Yes, and I know a lot of people say, "Oh, but they're so expensive." It's an investment.
Right.
It is an investment. Don't wear the same shoe
24
you said,
hours,
to
yeah.
work all day, and then when you're going to go for a treadmill, maybe a run on a treadmill or outdoor run, all those surfaces are
Yeah.
different, and your feet need to not just conform to one.
Right.
You need to get a good foundation. Again, I could go on forever because, of course, I talk to my patients about it
Yeah.
all the time and the importance of it. But that brings us to how many marathons. I know you mentioned Zydeco, but how many marathons, fun runs, 5Ks? Do you know how many are held in Lafayette? I mean,
Oof.
I'm
No,
aware of Cajun Cup.
That's a
Zydeco.
good question. I started listing them the other day about my involvement in all these races,
Yes.
and there's a lot.
There's a lot. I looked up a few. Cajun Roadrunners, Girls on the Run, which we mentioned. Cajun Man Triathlon. And, of course, Cajun Cup. Is Cajun Cup the
10K.
oldest?
It is.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Because that was there
For
years before.
40-something years, yeah.
Yes. And then there's festival runs. I know with each festival now they
Yeah.
incorporate that for their participants. But
Yeah.
are you involved in each one of these, or do you
In
participate?
some way, I am.
Wow.
Well, the one that my favorite, I guess, is the Miles Perret
I saw that one also.
the day before Thanksgiving, the 5K,
Yes.
the Glow Run.
The Glow
I like
Run,
that
yes.
because it really truly a fun run. It brings the whole family. I mean, all these runs are done for great
Causes.
causes.
Yeah.
But that one is, I don't know. It seems like they do a great job. I will say that, and most of them do.
Yeah.
But to me, that's one I do. The others, it's difficult for me to do because I'm on the other side, supporting, and I prefer to support behind the scenes. If I'm running a race, it's usually out of town.
Okay.
So,
like where? Where do you go?
New Jersey.
Okay.
Bermuda, Maryland, Florida,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, y'all, you hear this, right? She is a serious runner, people. And so in Lafayette, if someone were to want to qualify for like Boston, which one of these runs in Lafayette or elsewhere,
Yeah.
if you'd like to mention them,
It would
qualify for Boston?
Definitely Zydeco Marathon. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good one. It's definitely a qualifier. I mean,
Okay.
and you've seen people qualify it every year.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
We had a course record this year. I don't know if you heard.
No, tell
for
us
a full,
about it.
For a full marathon, 2 hours and 26 minutes.
Goodness. Okay.
That's our course record.
Wow.
That's,
I'm going to need to start.
I can do a half in 2 hours and 26 minutes.
Oh my gosh, yes. That is an accomplishment.
Yeah.
So, well, that's...
We're very proud to have them here in Lafayette.
Wow, that's inspiring for
Yeah.
sure. So tell us more about your time overseas. Do you have a story that we may find inspirational about your time there?
I might have a story or two.
Please share those with us.
Well, as I told you, I was 5.5 years in Nigeria. I was involved in the national or international women's group there, and I was looking for something. Wanted to be busy because really wasn't a lot, because you can't just go over there and get a job. That's not allowed. So one of the ladies said, "Well, you really like fitness. Why don't you look into, doing something with an orphanage or something?" So I looked, and I don't remember how I found it, but I found an orphanage. It was a good drive too. It was like a 2-hour drive each
Really?
way to get there, and the kids they were. It was like an orphanage, but the kids were in detention, I guess, is what I want to say.
Yeah.
They weren't incarcerated, but they were kept there. So I knew that, I needed to go see this place. So I went and I talked to the teacher there, and I said, hey, I want to bring some kind of fitness into this group of boys. And there was just one group that I could work with. And because I was a jazzercise teacher, I had kind of already known how to choreograph
Okay.
some music with music.
Yeah.
So I just started grabbing some fun music that I thought kids might like. And
What year was this?
Oh, wow. That was about 25 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, or more maybe. I probably did it for like 3 or 4 years. But we had so much fun. The kids didn't have shoes, and I didn't know I'd ever own a shoe store, but back then I went to a market. I had them all draw their feet on like a piece of paper, and I went to this little market, and I tried to, get shoes for them that way. I didn't know how else to do it. Wow. And the shoes, they probably didn't fit them very well, or I don't know. It probably cost $5 a piece, but and they were so happy. I mean,
such a good experience.
Oh my
for
gosh!
them.
I'm so happy that I got to do that, and we did. I got some, not maybe once or twice. I got some of the ladies to go with me. I said, well, let's do an Easter themed party. It doesn't have to be about exercise. So we went and bought Easter baskets and that sort of
Had
thing.
they ever experienced that before?
No,
Anything
not
like
at all.
that?
Not at all. They probably
Gosh.
thought I was like some kind of, I don't know, but they followed me, in my routines, and they spoke English, of course. That's their first language, but
And it was a jazzercise routine?
no,
Or
but I
what
I kind of incorporated some of that. Sorry, jazzercise. I know I'm not supposed to. But
It was for a good
I'm not
cause.
bound anymore.
Right.
But it was for a great cause. I used some of the music, but it's just songs that you hear on the radio that were fun and just silly, and I would make up some goofy,
What is this American
crazy.
lady over here doing with us? But
Yeah.
I'm sure they absolutely loved it.
I think so. And I
Life-changing.
went, once a week, because it's like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changing lives, making things happen in a healthy way.
Yeah.
So you said it's been a while. Have you kept in touch with anyone from that area?
I have my driver. I had a driver there, Tundi, and a houseboy, Moses.
Okay.
And I still keep in and I actually send them money about twice a year. And it's not a lot to me, but to them it's like they, one of them said, oh, I can send my son to college now. Things like that, and it's,
Life-changing.
Like, wow.
Yes.
So
yes.
that just, I don't know, I might cry.
Oh, no, don't cry.
But it's very rewarding. It's so
yeah.
rewarding
Yeah.
to realize that you don't need to do a whole lot to touch someone in a positive way.
Are they on social media? Do you know?
Yeah,
if
I
they
know
have-
that Moses is, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Moses.
Hey, Moses.
We can you can definitely send him a link
Absolutely,
to this.
I will.
And I'm sure he knows
would love that.
how special he was to you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he feels the same. So, well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that story.
welcome.
Any other stories? I know you said you lived in another area overseas.
I did. I lived in Sharjah in the UAE. Yeah. Not as long. That was a lot different.
How so?
Well, it's more westernized. They call it the westernized part of, now, of course, things are different today.
Sure.
But it was just, I mean, I could drive and I didn't have to wear the Saudi Arabia dress because it wasn't Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And, but we did, there again, I was getting the ladies to exercise, and
Were you
getting a
really?
group of ladies.
Oh,
yeah.
I bet they loved
Always.
that.
Well, they had also, that's where I discovered the Hash House Harriers. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Okay, I have. Explain to our listeners.
So I wasn't running then, I was more walking, like speed walking, but they would do these runs and one person, a different person would get the route together. And it was always a surprise, and sometimes it would be an alarming route in some ways.
Okay, like
not
the
scary,
terrain,
but
or-
yes,
okay.
the terrain or what you had to run through.
Oh, goodness.
So it was, and in the end, I think it came from Britain. I'm not really sure where it started. But in the end, you had to sing some silly songs, and if you did something wrong, you had to pour a beer on your head. And it's like, it was just
A fun experience.
and I did it in Nigeria as well.
Oh, did
And
you?
it was even more fun there because you could because it wasn't safe to go by yourself. So, but there
Sure.
I could get on the road and see parts of Nigeria,
Yeah.
Lagos in particular, that you wouldn't see. Because you were with a group of people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
and
that
so
was-
there was
yeah.
more of a safety net there.
Absolutely.
If you will.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful. You never know whose lives you've touched and how those people followed through with any kind of
Right.
fitness routine throughout their life because of that experience.
Yeah, true
So
that.
you never know. And now you've brought it to Lafayette, and
Yeah.
it's grown into a successful business. But not only that, an inspiration to others who, look forward or maybe want to start running, but,
Yeah.
they may be intimidated. But go see Mary Hayes at Go Run.
Yes.
And she will not only inspire you, but get you fitted for the correct shoe so you can get started on your wellness journey. So, what is one piece of advice for someone starting their running journey? Either they're listening now or they're just getting started and they're maybe nervous about it. What is one piece of advice that you would share with them?
I would probably share to first go watch or volunteer for a 5K.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get a lot of, you see people that really don't even look like they're in that good of a shape. But I know from experience that everyone has a story. That person, they might have lost 100 pounds. They might have just recovered from a serious illness.
Sure.
So watching that's very inspiring, I will say. So I think that's the first thing I encourage people to do. If they're not going to do that, it's like, at least get fit for some proper shoes, of course. And let's address any injuries you have, or just, let's go over your what's your nutrition plan. Things like that people don't think of. That's a big part of your exercise.
It is. It's not like put on some shoes and
Right.
run out the door and get started with this new hobby. You got it. You really do. You have to prepare.
Yeah.
So, if someone listening today wanted to start running but feels extremely intimidated, what would you tell them and how would you inspire them? Of course, we know number one is go see you for some good shoes.
You're correct.
But mentally,
I would say get out there and go see a race.
yeah.
Go watch
Okay.
people who you think may not are in shape. Really look around at your exercising community. I think in our minds we think you see the people that are super fit. You see the people that are in the model clothes.
Yeah.
But not everybody has that.
Exactly.
So look beyond that. Look and
Sure.
see the real heroes.
Yeah, what's inside,
Yeah.
not necessarily what's on the outside.
Right.
So how do you hope Go Run will continue to impact Lafayette and the running community or culture here in Lafayette in the years ahead?
Yeah, I think I definitely just want to keep involved. If I can stay as involved, and I have some great, like coaches that rely on me and just keep me in tune with what's going on with their schools, especially Coach Laura at ESH. She's amazing.
Okay.
She's from ESA. She's got a great story.
Okay.
But she's always there to help me and encourage me and just I don't know. People like that just really inspire me.
Because of the work that she does.
Yeah.
So do you work in most of the schools in Lafayette? As
I wouldn't
public
say
and
most of
private?
them. I do a lot. I mean, because
Okay.
and I probably don't even know how many I could, more than I realize. Like, I'm sponsoring this 5K, or doing a clinic with this school, or I'm getting this school to volunteer for me. Just in different ways. There's just so many things, so many opportunities.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And for someone that's listening that may want to get more involved, there you go. There's
Yeah.
plenty of opportunities.
Absolutely.
So how can our listeners find you? What would be the best way to find out more about Go Run?
Well, probably go to our website. It's Go Run by Fleet Feet, or go to our social media. We're very active on there.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're in the oil center. Always been there, 14 years.
14 years. Well, good. Well, that's easy enough. Everyone in Lafayette knows where the oil center is. Okay, so my last question of the day. How do you maintain your posture while pursuing your purpose in life?
Well, I think some of my family fear that I'm too involved in some things. Yeah, and so and maybe sometimes I have to step back and wonder if I am too involved, if I'm overdoing it. But like I told you this morning, it's I come in and I'm like, oh, today's a crazy day, but I kind of thrive on crazy and just just trying to keep up. I kind of like that. I don't get, like I told you, I get bored kind of easily. So and maybe I'm still trying to find my groove.
Sure.
So, but just knowing that I can go home, or I can, go walk my dog, or just like today's a beautiful day, I can go outside, and I think that's what I would encourage people to do all the time. It's just, you're rushing, but every once in a while you can just slow down and take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Go outside and have a little picnic, and I think just slowing down would be the answer.
Yeah, and we all have to sometimes stop and look in the mirror and take a bit of that advice ourselves,
True.
myself included. But that's probably why we're friends, because we are the yes girls, we are let's go girls, and go run girls.
That's right. I like it.
So thank you so much for being
You're welcome,
here.
Michelle.
Until next time, everybody, sit up straight, stay happy, stay healthy, stay adjusted, and go run.
Thanks for listening to the Posture and Purpose podcast with Dr. Michelle Carr Frank. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Until next time.